Hey, this is Walt.
This is Max.
And you're listening to our podcast on the ABCs of rock and metal.
Anti-Seminal. We are Useless Info Inc. And today we are in the C's, Walt. We are doing Corrosion of Conformity.
Absolutely.
Right? So, Walt, what would you consider the seminal albums from COC, as we like to say?
Well, I would consider Blind, Deliverance, and Wise Blood seminal albums.
That makes sense to me.
A lot of people might not have Blind, but I'm sure if you're a COC fan or a casual fan, you definitely have Deliverance or Wise Blood.
Okay. But which one are we doing today?
In the Arms of God.
Yes. 2005. This was their 7th album, I believe?
Yes.
Okay, give me some context for this one.
Well, this was COC's return to being heavy as opposed to their previous release, which was America's Volume Dealer.
Okay.
Which was kind of a tame release, more of a laid-back release than this album. And I think, honestly, personally speaking, they lost a couple of fans with that album. Besides a couple of singles.
Just two?
Yeah. Me and I don't know who else. You, maybe. It was not as catchy and bombastic as Wise Blood and Deliverance.
Okay.
Going backwards. So this was a return to form for COC. And also, for me, it's a lot heavier than Deliverance and Wise Blood.
Yeah, I feel
Deliverance
that.
and Wise Blood have a catchiness to them, where this album is more focused on being a heavy rock band.
It's a big album.
It's a big amalgamation of so many different styles in one album. I mean, it's classic rock, it's doom metal, it's heavy metal, it's stoner rock, it's progressive, it's groove-oriented. So many different things that they put into one pot on this record and took a chance doing it.
Yeah.
The reason why I would call it anti-seminal is because this is the last record that Pepper Keenan was on until recently. The band released 2 other albums where they became a 3-piece. Again, Pepper went off to work with Down a lot more, which is another band that I love, with Phil Anselmo and Rex Brown and the drummer from Crowbar. His name always escapes me. So this was kind of a big, bombastic, almost, for me, almost like a comeback record.
Okay.
Especially after America's Volume Dealer. Now, if you have an album titled America's Volume Dealer, you would think it's just going to be nothing but hit you over the head. It kind of wasn't the case. But when they came back with In the Arms of God, I was just blown away by it. And I think because of that, so many other people did not buy this album. A lot of people thought that the band was done.
All right. Okay.
So
clearly not.
Right.
So is this the only one to not have drummer Reed Mullen?
Yeah, they had a stand-in. He left for this record.
Okay.
They had another guy. Jesus Christ, what was his name?
Stanton Moore?
Stanton Moore, yes.
And I don't know this
Galactic.
band. They're kind of like a jazz funk outfit. Do you know their music?
From
I don't know.
New Orleans. Yeah,
it's not my kind of style. So I've never.
I've heard it here and there just because if you got a band named Galactic, you want to bite. You want to listen.
What's it like?
Oh, it's not something that...
okay. Yeah,
and it's no diss to Galactic at all. They work.
Yeah.
And they're great musicians. But if you're into metal and you're into COC, and if you check out Galactic, it's apples and oranges.
Right. Okay.
Not the same type of...
We're going to talk about the drumming, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So let's get into it.
All right.
First track up. Stonebreaker, which I already kind of love as a title.
Starts off with that organ.
Yes. Almost like a Led Zeppelin tune.
Well, they have their classic rock roots.
They certainly do.
And they understand it and don't make any bones about it. They just make it their own.
When did they start up?
I believe it was in 1986.
Okay.
But they were more of a hardcore act.
Right.
Their first 2 albums, Eye for an Eye and Animosity, were hardcore albums. It wasn't until Blind where they became more classic rock / stoner rock when Pepper Keenan joined.
Yeah, this sounds to me like the kind of psychedelia like Hendrix would play occasionally.
Right.
That kind of just like groovy, jammy, laid back type of thing.
But just with a heavier drum beat.
Yeah.
I mean, the drums are, hitting you over the head in this.
Yeah. But then it changes.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Lulls you in.
Yeah. And it invites you in, gives you a seat, offers you some tea, maybe a crumpet.
And then kicks you the fuck out.
Exactly. It kicks you in the fucking teeth. Right here.
Yeah. Amazing
Yeah,
track.
then it's like full-on metal.
But still, like I said, it's still groovy. It's not full-on metal.
And what do you attribute the groove to?
Well, I
Where are
think
you feeling it?
Mike Dean, the bass
Okay.
player.
Yeah.
Mike Dean really brings the groove. So does Pepper with his rhythm. Woody brings the heavy. You know, Woody Weatherman, the guitar player, brings the heavy riffs.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, Pepper's vocals are just right in your freaking face.
Yeah.
So much so that I think on all the records, there's a reason why they have to set him back a little bit. You know, and kind of put him in the mix. Because he's just in your face.
Yeah.
You know? He's like Hetfield on speed.
That's a scary image right there. And lyrically, we've got a lot of sort of classic evocations of like angels and demons and heresy.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of becomes the theme of this album,
It's,
right?
Yeah, it's damnation and redemption.
Yeah.
Basically.
Like, looking at the lyrics, it's kind of a concept album, isn't it?
Sort of.
Right?
Loosely.
I mean, it's like, yeah.
It's a loose,
loosely. Yeah.
loose concept album.
Most of them kind of touch on these concepts.
But he also writes very etherically. Like, there's no real thread to what he's writing
Right.
in the song. Besides maybe words that unify each song.
Right, okay.
You know? So that's really interesting to me.
Okay. Like,
You
give
know.
me some examples.
Well, see, Burn a Heretic. That
Yeah.
comes back. There's recurring themes in every
Yeah.
song. You know?
Yeah.
So, and like I said, loss, redemption, damnation.
Yeah.
For what you've done or what other people have done. So, but I remember the first time I heard this, I just liked it so much because it's like, I just thought of, remember those old school images of being in prison and breaking rocks
Yeah.
all day long?
Yeah.
So that kind of goes back to their blues influence
Okay.
for
Hey,
me.
I
You
didn't
know,
think
you're a
about that.
stone
Yeah, you're
breaker.
right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's a stone breaker. You know, so but yeah, no,
Cool.
it's a great heavy stoner rock song. And if you see the video, it's very psychedelic.
Okay.
You know, you need to trip watching that video. You'll lose your mind.
Good way to start off. Okay, next song.
And it's not playing. Okay, there we go.
Next up, we've got Paranoid Opioid, an immediate, aggressive, hardcore energy. Right? It's a good way to start off the second song on an album.
Going back to their hardcore roots a little bit.
Yeah. So what? I'm not familiar with their earlier period. What did they kind of sound like? What was going on with them?
It was a lot faster than this. Very
Could you compare them to other hardcore bands?
well. They were on the circuit, and they played with a lot of different types of hardcore bands at the time.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really compare them to anybody
They're
else.
their own thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Cool.
Pretty much. But the hardcore scene kind of dried up. You know. So they changed format.
Okay.
Which I could understand. You know, they went more
Sure.
for a classic rock sound and more of a Sabbath-based sound, Zeppelin-type sound, and so many other bands that, you know, that they grew up with. And I
Yeah.
think the injection of Pepper Keenan's influence really helped that.
Okay.
So, you know, where they were talking about, you know, being down on the street trying to be like the Stooges or what have you
Yeah.
on earlier records. Now they're talking about paranoid opioids, which is very Sabbath.
What is the distortion on that vocal when he says paranoid opioid? What is that?
That's drugs. That's drugs. Drugs, baby. It's a combination of different things.
Okay.
It's kind of a... I couldn't even describe it, you know.
Yeah.
I'd have to really listen closely to try and figure
Yeah,
out what
yeah.
filters that the producer, John Custer, used
Okay.
on him. It's kind of a wobbly wash of some kind with echo. Let's see. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So,
the Merman effect.
right. Aquaman effect.
I think the drumming on the song is incredible.
Especially since, you know, Reed Mullen wasn't involved.
Yeah.
And he's been in the band since Jump.
Yeah, they apparently meshed with him really well.
Oh yeah, he's one of the best underrated drummers in rock and metal that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Reed Mullen. And this was basically he was like I said, he came from Galactus.
Yeah.
Galactic. Galactus.
Silver Surfer.
Galactus hungers. Go, my herald. Always got
podcast.
Always got right. We'll get to the comic podcast eventually. But see, it's drugs, man. Even if you're listening to a COC record, you feel like you're high.
Yeah.
So,
which is an endorsement right there. Let's face it.
So,
okay.
And when we've seen them live, I mean, as soon as they start playing, everybody starts toking up.
Yeah.
And it's just a cloud of weed smoke where you just get contact high. Last time me and Karen saw them, that was at the Gramercy.
Yeah.
That was great. And we sat up in the balcony after a while to get away from all the pot smoke. So,
there's too much free pot in the air.
Right. We were down in front of the stage, and then we decided to move back.
Yeah.
Because, it was just, wow, man, everybody's toking up. Fuck. Getting high.
Useless info does not condone the use of illegal substances.
Kind of. Kind of not.
What's next? Right, next up we have It Is That Way. Now, you were mentioning Black Sabbath. Speaking of, this is the first song in this album that says Sabbath to me in a big way. Yeah. There's just got that pounding sound, it's moody. It's full-on moody.
Well, see this effect where it sounds like they're playing outside, the drums are playing outside, and you hear this train in the background?
Yeah.
Which is a great idea, to draw you in.
Yeah. And this lugubrious riff that comes in. This is very, very Sabbath to me, to my ears. Yeah.
It's all Woody. I don't want to sound like Beavis and Butthead, but sometimes you find yourself going.
Yeah. What else you got in this one?
That's the thing I gotta say about this album.
Yeah.
And a lot of COC albums, they're riff-tastic.
Oh yeah.
Both Woody and Pepper bring the noise. They bring these riffs that are just fantastic, and they draw you in. Even if you're not a fan, I want to have a conversation with somebody that doesn't like this stuff.
Yeah.
And really break it down and say, how can you not like that riff if you like rock and you like metal? How can you not dig that riff?
Yeah.
That shit is hot.
Yeah.
I mean, the vocal delivery and...
To just play devil's advocate for a moment, I think there's some people who might find it a little bit derivative.
Okay.
I don't feel that way myself.
Right.
But, just saying.
Right, I get you.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like they take the Sabbath thing, but they change it up.
They make it their own.
They make it their own, exactly.
See, they're influenced by.
Yeah.
They're not copying.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. They're not copying.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, that's a catchy chorus there, too.
Yeah.
It is that way because it is.
Yeah.
It's almost classic kind of pop chorus.
Yeah.
To follow, amidst all of this metal and doom and, gloom that's going on around it.
Yeah.
And it's got so much space, too, which, once again, is just fantastic that they pulled it off in this song. Like they have in so many other songs. But if this song was on, say, Deliverance or Wise Blood, it would have been so produced, it wouldn't sound like this.
Okay, so the production of this one is raw, is what you're hearing.
Yeah, I would go for that. Or heavier.
Okay.
Heavier.
Yeah.
Come on, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet,
it's
man.
Very, very good. Yeah.
And, Pepper Keenan, once again, is an underrated vocalist.
Yeah.
In my mind. I dig his vocals a lot, and his lyrics. I think his lyrics are great.
Lyrically, I think it's it's amazing, this album.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like I was saying, there's these amazing unifying things about searching for redemption and not finding, and we'll get to that more as we kind of go along. There's like a progression developing.
Right.
On here. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
All right. Next up, we've got Dirty Hands, Empty Pockets / Already Gone, and this is a totally different groove.
Oh yeah.
Right here. Right.
Oh yeah.
This bass and drums thing. It's got this like lazy funk feel, and like I would not expect that happening after the first 3 songs, right?
But it is a pleasant surprise.
It is, yeah.
And then he's
Changes it
doing
up.
the kind
Yeah.
of low vocal on it
Yeah,
to introduce
what
he's talking about.
yeah. Hard driving.
It has a theme to it. And then
Yeah.
you get back into the heavier groove. And then it'll drop again on you. And then it's like telling a story,
Yeah.
which I love about this song.
There are parts of the drumming on this where it sounds like the drummer is just kind of falling apart. Like he's not here, but a little bit later on, where it sounds like he's barely keeping it together.
Right.
But you know he is, but in parts of kind of chaotic energy to the song.
Right.
Which I think is pretty incredible.
Well, I think, once again, it keeps in theme with what they're trying to express in the song and lyrically. You know, it's basically kind of a soldier song.
Okay.
You know, I mean, if you look at the lyrics and the whole thing, you know, it really picks up later on.
Give me some examples.
So,
lyrically. Okay.
There you go, right.
Fire when ready.
Yeah. And he has a dialogue with himself being kind of a drill or a sergeant on the field later on. See, so it kind of lulls you in. Once again, this is not that they're copying anything, but they're following structures of songs that they loved when they were growing up.
Right. Okay.
Per Black Sabbath, per Zeppelin, per so many other bands that I can't even, think about right now. See, now the song changes.
Yeah.
See, that's the first half of it. That's Empty Pockets. Now it's already gone.
Yeah.
The same song. But the theme is together.
Unified, yeah.
Where, it seems like they're two different songs, but they're the same song. Which, so many other bands have done.
Yeah.
So, like I said, they're making it their own, once again, and really owning it.
Yeah.
And showing, the younger kids how to do it when it comes to, if you want to be a heavy rock and roll band, this is what it is.
Exactly, yeah.
See, Dirty Hands and Empty Pockets, it's kind of like the guy before he goes to war, and now he's at war.
He's
already gone.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah. Okay. All right,
So-
next up.
See, yes, sir.
All right, we've got Rise, River, Rise. And this is the most kind of acoustic one on this album, right? I mean, immediately.
Well, yeah, it's got the acoustic opening.
Yeah. It's got that,
Well, these boys are from the South.
Yeah,
So-
this is probably the most kind of Southern Gothic one on this album, I think.
Right.
Got this image of the rising river bringing on a flood to wash away the sins.
Yeah.
And it's eerie.
Yeah.
It's full on eerie, like the guitar licks kind of in the background and the lyrics and
A
everything.
little echoey and
Yeah.
spacious. Yeah.
It's really,
And the way Pepper is delivering the vocals, almost like he's standing over it
Yeah.
and viewing what's happening.
Yeah.
You know,
Where are they from in the South?
Raleigh, North Carolina.
North Carolina? Okay.
But I think that they formed in New Orleans.
Okay.
Don't hold me to that.
Okay.
And if you guys in COC are out there listening to this, please correct us. Let us know.
Refresh my memory. Clutch was from
Maine. Maine.
Maryland?
Oh, Maryland.
It's
right.
Maryland, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clutch is from Maryland.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I know the guys in COC are from down south.
Okay.
Parts
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are Southern guys.
Clutch kind of tries to do the Southern
Yeah.
thing sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
as we talked about last time.
certain parts of Maryland can be considered
Exactly. Yeah.
Southern.
Exactly. Yeah.
depending.
Yeah, and I think this is a very, very cool track.
Oh yeah.
I love this one. Yeah.
Yeah, with the guitar picking. And
Yeah. You got more on this one?
I just like the idea that, if anybody's going to write a song about southern towns being flooded, I think these guys kind of own it.
Yeah.
What happened in New Orleans and, parts south. Levee Breaks, Zeppelin wrote.
Yep.
But they were from Britain.
And that was a old blues tune anyway. Yeah.
These guys are really, you take their word for it. They
Yeah.
were there or had people that were there.
Yeah.
And et cetera. So,
They know about it, yeah.
So they know more about it than anybody else.
Yeah.
So if they're going to write a song about, Rivers Rising, take it from COC.
Okay, now we have Never Turns to More. It opens with this kind of, it's like this guitar flourish.
Yeah.
Almost like what somebody would do.
It's got flange on it. and-
Yeah, with the kind of thing that a trumpet might do, like another kind of song.
Okay.
Just like,
Yeah, like I said, it's a flange kind. It might have.
yeah.
might even be reversed.
Yeah, it's
very
got a little bit of
swooping,
that, right? Yeah.
You know, very otherworldly is what is I think what they're going for, to kind of lull you in once again to the track.
Again, kind of a Hendrix thing.
Oh yeah,
when he would do like backward stuff.
right?
Yeah,
backward masking.
and then it starts to burn.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
If it didn't, it wouldn't be a COC track.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, spark up a doobie. Let's do it. Come on.
Yep. Right there.
And he got pep.
And about halfway in, it kind of slows down.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. I think this is probably one of the more accessible tracks.
Okay.
On the album, just because it harkens back for me to 90s style rock.
Okay, yeah, I hear that right now.
You hear it right now? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing you hear
Right.
in some grunge tracks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear that. Yeah.
Don't say grunge. We don't use
it's
that
a
word.
bad word.
We don't use that word.
Well, explain why that's a dirty word.
Because it's just rock bands. There's no
Yeah.
grunge. There's no, we stick to certain categories that were made before we made them.
Yeah.
So I hate the word grunge. And they were considered the same thing, grunge and buzzworthy and the whole thing in the
And then
90s.
there's the word sludge rock, too, right?
Yeah.
That's a whole other, yeah.
COC is nowhere near sludge rock.
Yeah.
Like I said, they were considered when they came out doom rock and stoner rock.
Yeah.
Before, when they switched to this format. Which I just consider just being a rock band. It's not stoner rock.
All
It's
these
not,
categories are just stupid.
so,
when it comes down
what
to
band doesn't smoke weed? So,
Prerequisite. Come on.
I mean-
how can you be in a band?
come on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love
All
that
right.
line. Where's this queen that holds me down? Where's the king that wears no crown?
Yeah. There's this king and queen imagery in there, which
Yeah.
comes back in a later song.
Yeah.
Like there's recurring images throughout this album that kind of like
Like
weaves
you
it
said,
together.
words that tie it all together.
It's
yeah.
all like redemption and sin and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Infinite War, and again it's this kind of like effect-laden opening.
It just pummels you.
The thing with this song is it sounds like Metallica if Metallica let themselves groove more.
I get that. Yeah,
You hear
I would
that?
go with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, why do I think that?
Well, right there, that's Mike.
Okay.
Mike Dean singing, and then Pepper comes in later.
So the bassist is singing.
Is singing, yeah.
Okay.
And he sang on the 2 albums after this. And he sang on their earlier recordings as well, Mike
Okay.
Dean. And he co-wrote, this is the only song where Pepper didn't write all the lyrics.
Okay.
He co-wrote with Mike Dean. Fierce bass player.
Yeah.
Great backup singer with Pep. I mean, you can hear him. He's just going for it.
Yeah.
And kind of reliving the old days, just belting it out.
Yeah.
See, that's Pepper in the background.
Okay. Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
Any more in this one?
No, just that it's a kick-ass song.
It's a kick-ass song. It's a kick-ass
and
song.
it's placed so later in the album, too.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing thing,
Yeah, we're like 7 songs in right
Yeah,
now.
it's at number 7.
And again, this guitar part reminds me of Metallica, too. There's something about I can't describe why.
Yeah.
But it just something about that solo.
Well, here's a side note. I don't know if you ever saw or watched Some Kind of Monster.
Yeah.
When they were looking for new bass players.
Yes, I remember that.
Pepper Keenan showed up.
Really?
And
Okay, that I don't
tried
remember.
out to play bass with Metallica.
Huh.
They kind of fucked up by not taking him on.
Wait, Pepper Keenan or
Yeah.
Mike Dean?
No, Pepper.
Pepper, really?
Yeah, to
So
play
he
bass.
could- okay.
Yeah, he can play. Pepper can play bass, piano.
Huh.
The guy can play
Interesting.
basically
I don't know
almost
that. Okay.
everything. So.
Wow.
Underrated guitar virtuoso as well.
So was COC not active at that time, or
No, he
like
just
what?
he said, "Hey, money."
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to gig with Metallica. Who didn't at that time? Everybody,
yeah, of course.
even Les Claypool from Primus showed up again.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried out. Everybody was trying out.
Then
too.
they heard the resulting album. They're like, dodged the bullet on that one.
Right, exactly. Robert Trujillo got it.
Yeah.
And he played with Ozzy, Suicidal Tendencies. He got the gig. But yeah, that was the best part of the movie, just watching all these guys
Yeah, that was cool.
come in and audition with Metallica.
Okay, this one is So Much Left Behind. You know, I've got this thing. I don't know what it is, but I love tribal sounding rhythms.
Well, you got it in this.
Yeah,
you
just
definitely got
that
it
kind
here.
of percussion, like a tribal rhythm or like a martial rhythm.
Right.
I don't know what it is. It just like immediately grabs me. So I like that already. I like the simple guitar melody layered on top.
Right.
It's almost like a bagpipe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Playing, you know, it's got that effect to it, which is really cool and interesting. Yeah.
It sounds like the guitar player is actually behind the drum kit.
Yeah.
And the mic is way in front.
Yeah.
To have that effect. Mm-hmm. And once again, it's kind of like a dirge. It's like a death march.
Very dirty, yeah.
You know?
This one's got a lot of good forward rhythm to it.
Oh, yeah.
This riff just keeps you going.
And then you get Pepper's drawl.
Uh-huh.
You know, where he's not killing it right now. He's just, once again, kind of talking to you about what he wants to say and what the band wants to say.
Usually sin and redemption and hell and heaven and kings. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just from the title of this, it still is in theme.
Yeah. The regrets of my sins.
And he's actually, you know, singing on a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Doing,
that's cool, yeah.
Showing the audience, showing fans, you know what, I can actually sing a little instead of just screaming at you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Cool. Okay, next. Next up, Backslider. Yeah.
What do you think that means?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I feel like we're back in Sabbath territory here.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Even the vocals.
Listen to the riff, yeah.
Yeah. I feel some Ozzy in the vocals.
Oh, yeah.
During the chorus, mainly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Backslider.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a great, great, great song.
It's a good song, yeah.
And once again, the work that Woody puts into, you know, his licks. Years ago, I actually met Pepper Keenan at 7B.
Oh, yeah?
Having a beer, and I played some songs on the jukebox. I played Black Sabbath songs.
Sure.
And he was sitting at a table, and me and a guy that I was in a band with at the time, we approached him. I was like, that's fucking Pepper Keenan, man. So we went over and we talked to him for a minute, and he invited us to sit down, but my friend blew it because he was being a jerk. And so I never got to sit down and have a beer with Pepper Keenan.
Your friend was being a jerk?
Yeah, he was being a jerk. My friend, I wasn't. I was just standing there going, "You're Pepper Keenan, man. Oh, I love your stuff." And he started talking over me.
Oh,
you know.
God.
I did meet him.
Yeah.
I could have hung out with him.
Yeah,
you know.
Okay.
He was about to invite us to sit down. He said, I saw you guys grooving the Sabbath. But, you know, my friend was being such an asshole that he blew it for me.
Oh.
So, and we're going back to, like, the early 90s.
That just reminds me of every time, like, I was meeting a woman and things were going well, and I had some jerk-off friend with me who ruined it for me, you know?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, be a good wingman.
Right. Don't fuck it up for everybody.
Exactly.
Because he was like, hey, man, maybe you can say, oh, well, we can't. And he just started talking, and I was like, I just wanted to drop kick him.
Maybe you should have.
I should have.
All right. Okay, we've got World on Fire. And this one, the King and Queen come back.
Yeah,
right?
Again,
lyrics, yeah?
Yeah.
And there's I'm hearing a very psychedelic approach to guitar.
Oh, yeah.
You know? But it's also very 80s.
You got that?
That's what I feel.
You got that? Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe
I'll go with it.
Maybe not here, but in the guitar solos.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not feeling that so much here.
Not here. No, it comes in a little bit later.
Nice. I like this a lot.
That's feeling 80s to me.
Okay.
You know,
okay, I can see that
right?
with the chorus. Yeah. Like, what 80s band would that remind you of?
That's a tough one.
Was it pop? Was it metal? Was it rock?
It's more metal, but metal of that era.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of 80s metal that you can dance to.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And when they're grooving like that's kind of where it takes me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when it comes to COC records, you can dance to it. You can.
Yeah, when they groove.
You know, if you're
totally.
crazy enough and drunk
high.
enough, right? Yeah. And high. Yeah. You can. I mean, I've shaken my ass to this shit. Especially, you know, this is groovy. See, once again,
it's very groovy.
This is metal groove.
Yeah.
You know? It's almost infectious grooves. Remember those guys? You know, a little bit touch of that, you know. SoCal, you know. Funk metal.
Of course, SoCal. And again, a little bit of the Ozzy in the vocals.
Dude, if he didn't have some of that in him, every guy that wants to sing rock and metal, including myself, you want Ozzy. You want a little Ozzy in you.
Of course, you
do. I mean, not in you, but, you know. I mean, sorry, Oz. I wouldn't put it in you anyway. What?
Okay, listen to the solo here. Oh, no.
It goes back to...
A little bit later, yeah. Anyway.
The other thing, too, that I like about COC is that, you know, they might not show it, but, you know, they like all the same 80s rock metal bands that we like, too, like Van Halen, and they like all that stuff, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, but they just spin it their own way. I mean, what guy, you know, if you're into rock and metal, doesn't like the early Van Halen stuff?
Exactly.
You know, and that's fun stuff. You know, they got that going on, too. Eddie Van Halen must be the reason why so many guys picked up guitars.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
To begin with. They put signs in guitar shops for a reason. No eruption, no stairway to heaven. That was a joke in, what was it?
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Yeah.
But that was for real.
Yeah.
That was real. No Van Halen, no Zeppelin. You pick up a guitar, try to play something else.
Okay, next up, Crown of Thorns. This is a very acoustic number. Pretty short. And the lyrics are like this weird little short poem, and it's essentially a prologue to the next song. But this particular number here gets really, really eerie, kind of near the end, where it sounds like someone's being whipped.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like what the? I mean, it's super, super creepy.
Well, once again, it's kind of redemption. Damnation.
Yeah.
This sounds like penance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What it is, exactly. Yeah.
This really sounds like penance.
A pretty incredible journey on this album.
Oh yeah, to get to the arms of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll get into this on the last song, but I'm not sure if that has been achieved by the end of the album.
No, see, that's what I like about it too. I love the fact that if you're going to have this grandiose idea of a so-called theme album, leave it a question mark at the end. It's up to you to decide. When you're listening to it, it's up to you.
On which song does he murmur "Son of the Morning Star" or something like that? Was that "Rise, River, Rise"?
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's Lucifer.
Yeah. We know.
I mean, it's like Paradise Lost right here.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. This is like, what the fuck is going on here?
I know. It's very
like eerie ass shit.
Also, once again, I think this is where they're showing their Pink Floyd influences.
That's interesting. I never thought of that. Okay, no, you're right. Yeah. I hear that now. Yeah.
Very Roger Waters.
Yeah, that's
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, except pumping up the Catholicism.
Oh yeah, way.
Yeah.
Really going after.
Goth.
Really going after government and really going after organizing.
Yeah.
It was like,
whoa.
Yeah. This is the penance. Yeah.
It's very gothy.
Right.
Very, very gothy.
And it's a great intro to the last
song, which is a crazy epic song.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the Arms of God.
It is.
Yeah. Should we get there?
Yeah, let's do that. But yeah, the lyrics, you know.
Yeah.
Time has shown the lines, Crown of Thorns divine.
Yeah.
It's great stuff, man.
Crown of Thorns ends with a certain consolation. Sleep tight, you're in the arms of God. Now, this song, In the Arms of God, takes that away from you immediately. I mean, listen to this.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And the lyrics just... It's a complete journey through hell.
Oh, yeah.
Is what I mean, right? Yeah. And there's some real thrash going on.
Oh, yeah.
In this beginning, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you get Pepper going back to the same vocal style that he had at the top of the record with Stonebreaker.
Yeah.
Really hitting you over the head.
It bookends it.
Yeah.
And I have to mention again, Stanton Moore on drums.
Yeah.
The guy is a jazz funk drummer, and listen to him on this shit.
Oh, yeah, he's going for it.
It's incredible.
And I'm sure these guys kind of told him, hey man, it's got to be heavier.
Yeah.
Also, the production by John Custer. It must have been. I can't see the guys in COC really giving them a hard time. They're probably like, play what you play.
Yeah.
I can see John Custer going, no, this is not. You got to hit it heavier.
Okay.
On this. Yeah. I can see John Custer saying that.
Yeah.
And he also worked with a number of people. But his claim to fame is
this right here. Listen
right.
To it. Yeah.
You feel like you're in flames going straight down.
Yes.
Like your body's on fire and just going straight down to hell. And once again, I hate to say it, and I don't want to make comparisons because I love early Metallica. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the stuff COC does now compared to what Metallica's doing now, they would blow them off stage.
Oh, yeah.
For me. But just personally speaking.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Metallica's just got the production. They've got all the equipment. But COC, knock for knock, if you had a couple of amps and a couple of guitars and the whole thing, if they went toe-to-toe, I'd love to see that rock battle.
Yeah.
Because I believe COC would blow them the fuck off the stage.
This is amazing right here.
So
this is fantastic. Yeah. And as we get, it's a long song, so we can't hear the whole thing. But there's a point when he goes into like full-on prophet mode as the music builds.
Yep.
And then there's a descent. There's a frenzied, screaming descent into hell.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, this leaves you no consolation whatsoever.
I know.
Already,
as he's, like I said, he's really breaking it.
Yeah.
Really going for it.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. And then brings you back to other aspects of the album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where let's take a break for a bridge.
Yeah.
Remind you, get high, and then we'll go back to damning you. Pulling you into hell. So no, I think it's an incredible record.
Yeah. Okay. So wrap up. Overall, the album. What do you think?
I love it.
It's amazing.
I love it. Yeah. I think it's a great album. Like you said, I think it was I said it earlier, I think it's a big kind of comeback after the album previous, America's Volume Dealer, which was a little bit of a disappointment for me being such a big fan. For me, it was a little bit of a disappointment. Besides Diablo Boulevard, that's a great single on that.
Okay.
They took everything that they were doing previously, like I had mentioned earlier, and just upped the ante. They just made it so much heavier and still have some of the sensibilities, their own pop sensibilities, when it comes to having a catchy chorus or having, a catchy lyric.
Okay.
So they really, really did it on this record for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's anti-seminal because I don't know if a lot of people own this one.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the thematic kind of searching for redemption and that whole kind of thing that really resonates with me. I think it's an incredible suite of music. I think they take from a number of styles, but they make them their own. It's an incredible statement.
Yeah.
Now, what do we think of the album cover?
The album cover is minimal, very minimal, but as I reach for the album cover, it's very kind of like tattoo parlor-ish, you know what I mean? And also trying to be very, I don't know, pseudo-Gregorian or whatever the hell,
I think it's the best album cover Black Sabbath didn't do.
Really? All right.
I mean, it's like Black Sabbath in a Southern Gothic style.
Yeah, okay.
With that kind of like the typeface and everything, but I feel like the cross is like full on Sabbath and like the kind of bleeding cross and just like
it's minimalist.
It is minimalist.
Besides,
I actually like it.
Just the flourishes.
Yeah, I think it's
like
pretty
I said,
cool.
It reminds me of Tattoo Parlor.
Yeah.
I always like their logo, which is on the back of the CD. Crazy skull, the nuclear skull.
Yeah.
But they haven't really been known for their album covers. They're another band that has kind of suffered from having bad album covers.
I like this one though.
But,
I don't know. It's
because it's minimalist. Yeah,
it's minimalist, and it does speak to the theme.
All right.
Yeah. I can go with it.
So, yeah. I mean, for me, it's like,
Okay. Yeah. No, I hear.
See, with certain bands, I like their artwork because they're more involved.
Sure.
Certainly. Yeah. I think Corrosion, they're just like, really, put it out.
Yeah.
They really don't give a shit.
Much. Yeah.
It's more about the music for Corrosion.
Now it's time for Gun to the Head.
Oh, I hate this segment. I hate this part.
Come on, we gotta do
really do.
Top song in this album.
Top song.
Gun to the Head.
I love the whole record back to front. Top song.
Yes.
Top song. Top
Yeah.
song. Oh, that's so
Gun to the head top
so
song, which qualifies it.
You know what? I'm going to go Arms of God.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm going to go the last track.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really raps. It really pulls the whole record together.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Arms of God. You?
I'm going Rise, River, Rise.
I can see
It's
why.
a weird little track, but I love it.
It's got that, it's got that funkiness to it.
Yeah.
When it starts off, it feels like it shouldn't be on the album, but then it fits in perfectly once you listen to it.
Yeah.
Once you've listened to the whole track. So yeah, so I can dig that. If you had to lose one.
Yeah. So what is it for you?
Oh, so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so hard. That is very hard for me. Shit.
Gun to the head.
All right.
Gun to the head.
Don't pull the trigger back. Oh,
It's
man.
meant to be difficult.
I know, and I should have thought it. I always forget to think about this shit before.
For these podcasts. People, you have to realize we don't just sit here and enjoy this. We suffer.
We do.
You hear the suffering
We
right
suffer
now?
for our art.
Yes.
I might go World on Fire.
Okay, tell
I
me
might
why.
go World on Fire. Just
Why do you
because, like I said, it harkens back to the early days a little bit. And as much as I like the song, for me, if I had to pick one, I would lose that one.
Okay.
Just because of the rest of the theme of the record.
Sure. Okay.
So-
All right. Okay. This is an odd choice,
Okay.
and because I think this record is remarkably consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, I find I have an easy time just saying, that one is this just doesn't do it for me.
Right.
All of these songs do it for me on a consistent kind of level. But if I had to drop one, Paranoid Opioid, because.
Okay.
For a very specific reason. Thematically and lyrically, all the songs, they kind of talk about redemption and sin and everything in an abstract, symbolic manner.
Right.
Paranoid Opioid makes it concrete with drug addiction, right?
Right.
So for that reason alone, it doesn't fit thematically to me with the concept of the album.
Okay.
But that's the only bit. I think it's a great song,
Yeah.
but I would take that out of the album solely for that reason.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah. Even though it's a great song.
Right.
I mean, it's, yeah.
Yeah, no. No, I get it.
Cool. Okay, so we've wrapped up this one. So we're going to come back for one more C band, right? We're going to do The Cult
The Cult.
next time. You got an album in mind, Walt?
Ceremony.
Ceremony.
The Cult's
All right.
Ceremony.
Okay, so catch us next time for The Cult with Ceremony.
I'm Walt.
I am Max.
Check us out.
Check us out.
Be good.
Bye.
Keep listening.